Hey, what's happening, guys? Dan Dario here with another options in play video update. Uh, quick note about the queues. Also, kind of plays into like something I wanted to just quickly discuss in this video. But with today's open, we have now lost the 8 EMA, which to me is the critical line in the sand when it comes to momentum. And now we have also lost the 20-day, which is definitely the point where the uptrend becomes much more susceptible. So the 8 EMA was important because that's what we held for the majority of July into August. That's what really defined the uptrend, right? That's where the momentum. When we roll into it, we find buyers, and then we have another leg higher, right? We lost that, and we lost the 20-day. And to me, that goes from taking the market in like a strong uptrend to now you need to be more careful and more cautious because the longer we remain below the 20-day, the more likely it is we see the 100-day, and then who knows from there. Okay, so just that's kind of what I'm looking at to start the week. I don't know how this week's going to play out. A lot of big earnings. You got the Fed's Powell is speaking on Friday from Jackson Hole, so that's going to be big. So I don't know, but the line in the sand. The line in the sand is the 8 EMA for momentum, and then really for like things to stabilize, we really need to get back above the 20-day. But for momentum, it has to be closer to the 8 EMA, and that's starting to increasingly get further and further away from us right now. All right. But what I wanted to kind of tie into this was this idea of when you have like a big gap open, and today it was on the downside, but we've had plenty of big gap opens on the upside, over the last couple of months. And one of the questions I get a lot is like, how do I manage so many positions when you have like such like a big gap, right? What I tell people is that truthfully, like there isn't always something to manage every day, right? Even if I'm in like 20 different things on any given day, I might only have to manage maybe a handful. If it's like super busy, maybe like 10, right? Like if it's like really, really, really busy. So what I do when you get like a big gap open like this is I prioritize my options in basically like 2 to 3 categories. The first and the ones that are highest priority to manage are the ones that are either at a target or a stop level off the open or in the pre-market. So if I see a stock that's like trading below my stop in the pre-market, then off the open, for me, one of the biggest priorities is getting out of that option position, right? Because the stock is already below my stop, and I want to get out of the option, right? Or conversely, if the stock is gapping down, excuse me, for like puts that I'm in, and it's below a target, then one of my highest priorities is locking in money because it's at my target zone. Okay. The second thing is stocks with like the shortest term expiration. So I guess maybe like a subset of what I was just talking about, targets and stops, is like the options that are closest to expiration. Those are my highest priority, right? So if like you have 4 stocks that are hitting stops early, 2 of them expire that week, and then 2 of them expire a month from now, those options, I'd be more focused on closing the 2 options that expire this week than the 2 options that expire a month from now. Yeah, I want to close all of them quickly, but the ones that expire this week are likely to lose premium fastest, right? Because there's only a couple days to expiration versus the options that expire a month from now. Yeah, they're going to be losing premium, but you still have a month of time value, right? So if I had to choose between options that expire this week or options that expire a month from now, my focus would be on options that expire this week. And then like the second thing is, or the third thing, excuse me, is that if there's nothing to do, then don't overtrade, right? So yeah, it might be a big down open, and you might be in a position like a bull position, and the stock opens lower. But if it isn't at like a technical stop and it's not at a debit stop, then there's really nothing to do, right? Yeah, it's like it's kind of frustrating that the trade is moving against you, but if it's not at your stop, and the trade thesis hasn't changed, then all you really need to do is just sit and be patient, right? Let the trade develop, let the stock figure out what it wants to do, and just don't trade just because you want to do something, or you're starting to get nervous. It's like that's why we have targets, that's why we have stops, that's why we follow rules, is because kind of take some of like the emotion, hopefully, like out of trading, right? So um, that's kind of how I approach these opens, and that's what I've tried to stress before, is that like having a game plan with how you want to go about these things can really kind of like streamline the process sometimes and remove some of like the chaos out of it. Okay. Um, like I said, expecting a busy week. Feel like where we open might not be where we close on Friday. So who knows? Who knows what to expect? But I do think it'll be a busy one. All right. So if you like this video and you're looking for more information about trading options, please follow up the link in the description of the video for more information on options in play. Have a great night. Stay well, and I will talk to you all tomorrow.